Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Trivia Fever here with your host Priyadarshan. And again, as I told you yesterday, I'm in Mahabaleshwar. I'm having a great time. It's great weather and great food as well. And actually, another thing, the part of Mahabaleshwar where we are, the number of recorded cases here of COVID are only three. So that's a really small number. So the fear of COVID is less here. So I'm able to relax even better. But well, I did not make this video to make you all jealous, but I was just sharing my experience. And I will start off with the answers for yesterday's questions. So here they are. Here is question number one. Spain booked their place in the National League Final 4 in 2020 by defeating this country, which has won 4 FIFA World Cups in 1954, 1974, 1990, and 2014, being the joint second most successful nation in the tournament, only surpassed by Brazil. Which is this country that we are talking about? So obviously a lot of football fans out there, and you all should have been easily be able to crack this. The answer that we were looking for is Germany, which lost to Spain 6-0. So that was a very crazy match. So that Moving on to question number two, here it is. This team, which has won the World Cup twice, was also the first to host a World Cup tournament. This country was beaten by Brazil 2-0 on 17th November 2020 to lead South American World Cup qualifying. Which country are we talking about? So obviously the people who got the answer for the first question would have also got the answer for this. The answer that we were looking for is Uruguay. And that brings us to question number three for yesterday. This country has won the Copa America twice and qualified for FIFA World Cup finals 5 times, last time appearing in the year 2018. In the year 2020, they lost to Argentina 2-0. Which country are we talking about? So this was a little bit more difficult than the first two questions. The answer that we're looking for is Peru. So this country not known for its footballing skills, but yes, it has made it to a World Cup final 5 times. So that brings us to question number 4. Here it is. This professional T20 cricket team is owned by Bollywood actor Sohail Khan. Chris Gayle signed up as the marquee overseas player and Kusal Perera as the local icon player. 2 Indian players which have signed up with this team are Irfan Pathan and Munaf Patel. Which Sri Lankan franchisee are we talking about? So the franchisee that we are talking about is the Kandy Tuskers, and that will be in the Sri Lankan Premier League. And that brings us to question number 5 for yesterday. Here it is. This team is based in the provincial capital of Sindh, Pakistan. This team was formed in 2015 and is currently headed by Imad Wasim. The team was coached by Dean Jones, and post his unfortunate death, Wasim Akram was roped in to coach the team. They won the first Pakistan Super League title in PSL 5 after beating the Lahore Qalandars on 17th November 2020. Wasim Akram dedicated this victory to Dean Jones. Name this team that we are talking about. So the answer for this, it was a very sweet gesture by Wasim Akram, and the answer that we are looking for is the Karachi Kings. So that brings us to our penultimate question for yesterday. So here it is. I had shown you 2 images, and the question was, these are 2 managers. One on the right has won against the one on the left. The one on the left has called it a black day. This was in the Nation League Final 4 in November 2020. So I wanted you to identify A and B. So the person who is A is Luis Enrique of Spain, and obviously we got Joachim Löw of Germany. So that brings us to our last question for yesterday. Here it is. In a recent interview, this footballer said that children should be banned from heading the ball due to so many of his generation suffering from dementia. Several of his 1966 teammates have been diagnosed with dementia, including Bobby Charlton and Nobby Stiles. Name this footballer who scored a hat-trick in the final of a World Cup. So the player that we are looking for, the answer is Geoff Hurst. And that sums up our questions for yesterday. Now it's time to move on to the questions for today. So here is question number 1. Hugh Trumbull leads the list for Australia with 141 wickets. This record was broken in 2015 by whom? So I want you to, it's not an easy question, but I think you should be able to crack it. So let's see how well you all do in this question. Moving on to our second question, here it is. I will show you a couple of images, so have a good look at them right about now. So now that you've seen the images, the question is, connect and tell what was officially launched on 21st October 2013. So these are the images, you've seen them. Moving on to question number 3. Again, you will be seeing a series of images, so have a good look at them right about now. Okay, and the question is very simple. I want you to give me a connect, a simple connect, not much complicated. Moving on to question number 4. Here it is. Manjapada, which means Yellow Army, is the nickname of this ISL team. The first manager and the marquee player is the person who you will be seeing an image right about now. So which club and also name the player? So now that you've seen the image, the question is kind of easy. You should be able to crack it. Moving on to question number 5. Here it is. He became the 5th active player, joining Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer and Andy Murray, to reach 6 consecutive tour-level finals, and achieving this feat at Washington, Montreal, Cincinnati, the US Open, St. Petersburg and Shanghai. In the recently concluded Nitto ATP finals, he defeated Novak Djokovic to win the championship. So I want you to name this player. Obviously, this is fairly much more recent, so you should be able to crack this question pretty easily. Moving on to question number 6, here it is. The UEFA Nations League finals are going to be played between Team A and Team B. In fact, A took part in the first official international match outside of Britain when they played France in Brussels on 1st May 1904, whereas B in 1938 became the first team to defend their World Cup title and due to the outbreak of World War II, retained the title for a further 12 years. So name the 2 teams that we are talking about. And that brings us to our last question for today, so here it is. He holds the record for the most consecutive league games won in the La Liga, the Bundesliga and the Premier League. There was a speculation about him moving out of Manchester City. He ended the speculation by signing up a contract for the next 2 years. So who is this footballer, or rather who is this football manager that we are talking about? And that brings us to the end of all our questions today. So thank you for tuning in. Obviously, I will be back tomorrow with some more questions and some more answers. And do not forget to write your answers in the comments below. Do not forget to like, share and comment and subscribe to the channel as well. So thank you, and I will see you all tomorrow. Till then, please stay safe, take care, good night, and I will be back.